up, guys? Ace Poker here. Just want to do a little bit of an intro, show you guys me, because I thought, that might be cool. You guys might want to see me. Just posted vlog number 5 yesterday. It's got 1,100 views in 24 hours, which just makes me literally happier than you guys could ever know. Like, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for every view, every like, every subscriber. Like, it means the world to me because I love this shit. I love playing poker, and I just love, trying to teach you guys. I want you guys to see why I'm doing everything. Hopefully you guys can, take that into your poker game. I love watching poker vlogs. Love Brad Owen, Andrew Nemi, Lex O, Mariano. Those are some of my favorites. So I'm happy that I can contribute to all this. I'm going to be playing 2-5 today, so hopefully that goes well. Buying in for 1,000. So see you guys on the felt. All right, let's get this rocky session started off. This is one of the first hands I play, and I like to start off a bit looser in my sessions to let my opponents see I'm playing a fair amount of hands so I can get value when/if I pick up aces, kings, etc. So I'm in the cutoff here. There's a raise to 20, I call, and there's one more caller. We're off to a flop, which is one of the better ones to ask for, in 9-4-5 with 2 diamonds. It checks to me, and I start off with a bet of $25, building the pot, hoping to hit my flush and win a big one. One player folds, and it gets back to the big blind, and he decides to make the call. The turn is a 3, which is an interesting card as we pick up more outs, as any 6 will give us a straight. Still now though, we've only got king high, and this is a board that smashes his range as he's sitting in the big blind. Again though, he checks to me, and especially picking up a card that gives me more outs, I'm going to bet again. This time I bet $55, and here's where things get weird. He now check raises me to $175. And let me give you some knowledge real quick. As you see, he's got a huge stack. He's certainly a good player. He's got an accent, so I don't think he's from around here. Lots of people are scared of the Euro pros, but not myself. I know that he knows that this should be an amazing board for his range in the big blind, and not really a great range for me, just flatting the raise in the cutoff. Pretty much some of the best hands I'll have here are ace-9 or 9-10 suited. I could have combos of 3-4 and 4-5 suited, but still, even holding those hands, I wouldn't really love this check raise. He could easily have 6-7 for a mage straight, some random 2-pair hand that would be beating my lower 2 pairs, but ultimately I think that he truly is trying to leverage this spot and get me to fold. Even if I'm dead wrong and he does have a super strong hand here, I've got plenty of outs for a straight or flush myself. So I proceed with the call. There's no need to re-raise or go all in myself. So we're headed to a river needing some help, and we get it when it comes a beautiful offsuit 6. We've now got a straight, and I'm hoping he fires off a big bet, and he does. He thinks about it and grabs 4 black chips, which indicates a bet of $400, and as you see, I snap call this bet, and he says, "You got it." I was spot on in my assumption of him leveraging this spot as he flips over king 5 of clubs for just a 5. I don't actually hate this play from him, as he was probably thinking I had some weird straight or flush draw, which I did, or just a marginal hand with a weak 9, and he was right. I just got there on the river, so unfortunate for him, and I'm happy to scoop this pot and move on to the next one. So for this hand, I decided to raise Jack-10 offsuit to $25 and pick up 2 callers. This is definitely a super interesting and frustrating hand at the same time. We're headed to a flop of 2-3-6 with 2 clubs. I can't see either opponent really having a strong hand here, so I definitely will love to start to rep some range with a c-bet of $35. There's one caller and the other player folds. Headed to a turn of a 9, again a good card, and I'll still be representing some strong hands here like aces, kings, or any overpair, and I decide to bet $80, and I'll let this clip roll to show how long he takes before calling. So when he does this, in my head, I'm 1,000,000% going to be bombing literally any river that's not a club, because I don't see what else he could have here besides a club draw. So when the river is another 2, I think it's perfect. Rivers are barely ever bluffed in live games, and I just bet all 3 streets, so it's going to look very strong. I decide to bet $205, and unfortunately my opponent quickly calls. I'm curious to see what he possibly could have here, and he flips over ace-2 of clubs. So I was right with the club draw. Unfortunately, he caught one of the non-club rivers, as he basically can only catch an ace or a 2 to call my huge river bet. But I don't hate my play, as he just shouldn't have any strong hands here, so I should get literally tons and tons of hands to fold with that river bet. Just unfortunate he caught a good card for him, and we're on to the next hand. Alright, time to get it back. We get Ace King offsuit here. We see an open to $25 and 3-bet it to $75. That's when I start recording, and just the original razor calls. So let's get some of this money back here. We see a board of Queen 7-5 Rainbow, which is not the best board for me. He checks it over to me. I decided to check this one back as I've been c-betting a lot of flops. I just got caught bluffing, and I just think that this is a good board for me to check back on. He definitely could have some strong hands, maybe leverage this as a check raise spot. So I decided to check and see a free card. And boom, we hit the king of spades. So now there's a spade flush draw out there, and he just leads right out for $175. And I thought about this for a quick second. I didn't think it was the right time to raise. I didn't think that I would really get called from worse hands. I would definitely be representing a lot of strength, and I don't want to fold out his draws. I want him to bluff the river if he misses and if he has a flush draw. So I just put in the call, and let's see a river. We see a beautiful clean river in the 3 of clubs, and my opponent thinks about this for a while and decides to bet $475. And I'm just going to let this audio pause real quick. You hear me sigh and say, wow, do you have king queen?
I think you have king queen. That's very so gross. What the fuck?
The way he bet it, the way this player's been playing, I really felt that I was beat here. And as I just explained earlier, people really don't bluff rivers. So I was hating this spot. Really, my stomach was turning. I didn't want to call. I really didn't. But the way I played this hand, this is a call 10 out of 10 times. Like, even if you think you're beat, I don't care. You have to call in this spot. Plenty of times he'll have missed spade draws. He'll be betting a worse king, maybe betting a queen because he thinks I'm loose. Who knows? The way I played this, though, I literally cannot fold, and I'm just going to let this audio clip play as I call and just see the bad, terrible news.
Yeah, king queen. Oh, king 7. Yeah, that's fucking great.
So yeah, that was disgusting, and that's the gross part about poker, but you know, we can't tilt. Although I'd sound very tilted, we have to move on and continue playing this session to make our money back. Well, it looks like we are going to live and die by king 7 today. This next hand takes place in the revenge range chart as we look down at 6-9 suited in late position and decide to raise it up, and only the big blind calls. We see a board of ace 9-3, which definitely should be better for me as the pre-flop raiser, so when he checks it to me, I continue for $25 and he calls. We're headed to a turn, which is a queen, another good card for me. He checks again, and this time I size up for $105. He doesn't think too long before putting in the call, so I'm planning to shut down on pretty much any river, as it appears he's got some kind of good hand here, until we see the 6 of spades on the river. So we somehow arrive here with 2 pair, what's most likely the best hand. So when he checks it to me on the river, now instead of bluffing, I'm going for value, and I continue my line and bet $205, and he pretty quickly calls, and we scoop. He never shows what he had, so we don't know, but nice to get some of the money back. Alright, this is definitely the hand of the night. Not only is it a big pot, but some great analysis. So I look down at ace 3 of diamonds in the small blind. There's an under the gun open to 15, a caller next to me, and I decide to bump this up to 50, and both players make the call. So we're headed to a board of jack 9-3 rainbow. Super dry board. I can't see my opponents having any real strong hands on this board. So when they check it over to me, I continue with a c-bet of $75. The woman across the table pretty quickly calls, and the other person folds, so I'm putting her on some type of jack. We'll see if we can improve on the turn, pick up some equity, or we might have to just shut down on this one, as it doesn't really appear that she's going to fold with the speed that she called on the flop. When the turn brings the king of diamonds, that is quite possibly the best card in the deck, as I'll have all of the kings, and it improves our specific holding to a flush draw. So I decided to continue here for $125. I don't really like this sizing. I think I should be sizing up to about $175. This way I can just push her out of the pot, use my equity. Although it does build the pot to hit the flush, if we don't hit the flush, we'll be pretty dead on the river. So I don't really like the sizing, but she calls and we're headed to a river. We get one of the best rivers in the deck in the Jack of Diamonds, as not only do we make our flush, but if she called us with a Jack on the flop, called us with a Jack on the turn, she now has 3 of a kind and will not fold. Hopefully she doesn't have King Jack for a full house, and that would be another disastrous repeat of when I rivered the straight and the opponent snap called me with King Jack. But I'm not too scared of that, and I decide to bet 250. She thinks about it for a little bit, calls, and we win. She nods and flips over a Jack, so what a lucky run out we got, and we win the pot. So we got in the game for 1,000, out for 800, minus 200 on the day. Very frustrating session, but on to the next. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I wanted to give you guys some important news. I'm going to start a $0 to $20,000 bankroll challenge starting next video. I'm going to keep a tracker up at the end of every video. I'm going to be putting, 500 out of 20,000, 1,200 out of 20,000, and I want you guys to follow along with me. It's going to be super fun. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified when I post all my videos. Again, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, as these do take me hours and hours on end. I enjoy it. Thank you guys so much.